Okay, we are now live. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Content Tuesday. Welcome to
Awesome.
Unlocking the Fearless You. Now, you're going to be here with me, Maxine English, and also that way, Chinda Chinda. It's opposite to me. I know it's all quite strange. So I hope you're
I
all okay. And yeah, it's absolutely fabulous. We've got on it. Oh, we've got people on here already. This is always good because I shared it out quite a lot today. So I thought let's go absolutely global with everything. So let's make sure we get it out there today. So this is part two.
Awesome.
So are
Awesome.
you all ready
Awesome.
for this?
Yes. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's get on with it.
Oh, okay. So we've got Adam here already. He's come to say hello. I spoke
Hello.
to Adam
Hello.
a bit earlier, and he loves what we've been doing. So it's absolutely amazing. That's all good. So that's what I
Good.
put on there this morning, earlier on today. Let's go global this evening and share away. So that's what it was all
Nice.
about. Exactly that. So let's do a
Nice.
little bit of a recap of what we talked about last week, because
Yep.
we did go through so much last week.
Yeah.
And yeah, and we even went overtime by quite a lot. And we meant to do 40 minutes, it was an hour and 5 minutes. We obviously just
Hopefully, she don't get to that today.
yeah. Okay, so the recap we talked about was with you, Chinda, is that you're in a absolutely huge family. You've got 20 siblings and you're number 12. So we
Yeah.
talked about that. We also talked about you going to university and you studying biomedical science. Also that
Yeah.
after you left university, you decided to go into relationship and marriage counselling, and
Yeah.
and all about life and about people coming together really and connecting. So we did that as well. We also talked about why relationships and marriages fail, and we said at the top, we used her and said that the top one was communication, which I completely agree. And I think another one personally as well is very much it's trust, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's another big one. Is like people don't trust each other; they find it quite hard. And
Yeah.
yeah, so that's another thing we was talking about. Oh, we've got some more on. We've got some more online today. We've got Avi.
Wow.
Avi's here. Hi. It's nice to see you, Avi. It's nice to see that you've come back. I missed you
Hi.
on
Hi,
Thursday. Where
everyone.
did you disappear? So yeah, going back to our recap. See, I'm trying to get everybody involved today. That's because on
That's right.
Thursday I did one and I got everybody involved who was actually online. So it was really good.
Wow.
Yeah. So I didn't actually bring in a special guest Thursday because obviously I had you here. So, I didn't want to, spoil them too much. Can you hear me okay?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So then we talked about your two published books, didn't we?
Yeah.
So you could tell them about your two books.
Right. Okay. So the first book was actually What Can I Do to Make My Marriage Work? And the book talks about 12 fundamental criteria for a lasting, fulfilling relationship. And there I was very specific in talking about the means of marriage, talking about how to understand one another, talking about communication, commitment, connection. I talk about consummation. I talk about whole lots of stuff, which if couples can just take their time to understand, these key areas in their relationship. What happened is that, I was just sharing with someone today. Let me just about what I'm sharing today. I was sharing with someone today. When you want to, in the UK, let me speak for UK specifically, if you want to learn how to drive, right, you need to do your theory test, obviously, and also you need to do couple of practical lessons and lessons and lessons, and then you try to do your practical test. Now, the reason because the government do not fully trust you behind the wheel if you haven't done any of these things, right? But unfortunately, a lot of us humans that are going into marriage, there is no school of marriage anywhere for us to actually go and learn some fundamentals. Like in marriage, you can't know everything. You learn every day. You are in school, but just like in life, after you go to university, you still read books, you continue to grow, you continue to develop things, but at least you've got foundation. Foundation means you know how to read, you know how to do a couple of geometry, arithmetics, simple addition and subtraction. Those are the fundamentals of, maths and science and stuff like that. Now, in marriage, we have fundamentals. Now, you can't know everything before you jump into marriage, obviously, but if you don't know the fundamentals, you are bound to fail. You are bound to fall off. You are bound to have serious problems and issues. Just like when somebody has not passed your theory test, you've not done any lessons for driving, and you jump behind the wheels. Well, Maxine, you know what's going to happen on the motorway. God help whoever is going to be behind the wheels. You don't know anything about cars, and you say, no, I'm going to drive from London to Newcastle. Yeah, let's go. Well, I don't think you're going to go far before you hear a siren behind you. Wow, 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 wow. Because you don't know what you're doing. But in marriage, we just assume that this guy is 25, this girl is 22, this guy is 35. He knows marriage. He understands what's to happen. But they jump in there and they don't know exactly what they're doing. So that's where this book was born. What can I do? It's very personal. So my wife, what can you do to make our marriage work? What can I do to make our marriage work? Both of us look at the list, fundamentally understand this, fundamentally understand it, both of us, and we synergize, we work together. That is how your marriage works. Then the second book is on power of personal change. I always say that for anything to happen in your life, you need to realize that there are intentional efforts that needs to happen. You need to make those changes. And sometimes we're so complacent, we're so satisfied with the little tiny stuff we have, and we're just so narrow in our ways. And yet there's so much we can achieve with our potentials, gifts, abilities, creativity. All these things are buried within us. But if we don't bring them out, if we don't go out there and begin to use these things, then at the end of the day, we can't really experience the power of our internal gift and talent. So the book talks about how you can get out there and just achieve your dreams.
It's absolutely brilliant. And that's exactly that. I mean, what you were saying is like, there are so many people out there just assume that, they don't think that you're just two different people. They just assume because you like something, they're going to like something. And if you don't like something, then they get the ump about it, And a lot of people, as we talked about last week, a lot of people, they get with somebody, they want to change them. And the thing is, that's not the person you fell in love with. You fell in love with the person that you met. And then when you change them into something that you think you want, but then actually when you get it, it's not really what you want. And then, you fall out of love anyway. And then you just stop trying because they don't feel like they can be themselves. And at the same time, it's like, you've got someone that's like completely at your beck and call, which is not really what you wanted anyway.
Yeah, and you're very right. People come together, and this is one of the things I've seen from my coaching and also my extensive reading and stuff. Many couples, their tolerance level is like that. They don't consider one another. Their tolerance level. I mean, think about it in the world of project management. Project management, they have a budget. And this budget, they could say, to deliver this project is going to take us X amount, maybe £50,000 or $100,000. But they know that there is eventualities. They know that things can just go out of hand. So they have what they call the buffer. And the buffer is tolerance. And the tolerance is plus or minus 10%, plus or minus 20%. But in marriage, unfortunately, marriage is a project. It's a massive piece of project that you have to make sure you deliver that product. And how do you deliver the product if you don't have a tolerance level? And tolerance level simply means she is different. He is different. They're coming from different world, different background, different exposure, different educational stuff. So there is no way you assume that the project is just going to cost you £100,000. No, you need a buffer. And that buffer is tolerance, patience, ability to see the other person from their own point of view. You can always disagree, but you can disagree to agree in order to make the marriage work. That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke about last week, didn't we, about like having the jar, and every single day, each of you put something in that jar. And by the time of the end of your marriage, or the time, you get old and grey and everything else, that jar is full up with all the loving things that you've done, and all the things that you've done for each other, and you've been there, and the experiences and the lessons that you've gone through together as a couple. But it's very much that you know, you normally find that if you've got one blue, one pink, let's just say for argument's sake, you know, you normally find that when relationships break down, it is more or less one colour rather than the other. Or the fact is, it gets a quarter full and people just stop. They just think, you know, my feet are under the table, you know, I'm here now, I don't need to try. I mean, I had exactly that. I had a friend of mine that I met up this week, actually, because it's my birthday week. So it's like I'm meeting loads of people this week, so it's brilliant. But he turned around and said to me, he's like, oh, I've not had a shave for a week. And I was like, why? He said, well, the missus is indoors, so I've got no one to have a shave for. And that there is completely the wrong attitude, because it's like, you know, you must agree in the respect of that, you know, if you had a shave previously, why have you got to stop having a shave just because she's indoors? Just because you're there, you're married, you've been together, you know? And I find that so strange that people just stop trying and then wonder why things don't work. I mean, do you agree on that side of it? Do you have quite a lot of people come up to you for that?
That's right. Absolutely. I mean, you know, the challenge we have today, especially in our society, or we have come to a point whereby we're so selfish, right? We're really selfish. It's all about us, right? For me, the understanding of love is about you giving, like absolute giving. And if the other person is giving their time, their emotions, their connection, their sacrifice, their life, and they pay the price. Why do couples grow apart? Why do couples disconnect? Why do couples fall apart? Simple. They stop doing the things they used to do when they were cutting. They stop doing the things that makes the other person happy, makes the other person feel love. Love is an emotion, right? It's a state. It's like releasing some chemicals, neurochemicals. You feel the endorphins, the oxytocin, and all these neurochemicals release when some special time happen. So if you as a man and you as a woman do not consistently always feel the jar, like you said, the jar of your husband. I call that, we call that the love bank, right? There is nothing to withdraw. So the wife has got a love bank. You need to put something in the love bank to get something out. So a lot of couples, they stop sowing in the life of their spouse and yet expecting something out. You don't show kindness. Why do you want kindness back? You don't show love. Why do you want love back? You don't show consideration. Why do you want that back? You don't show nice communication, respect, being respectful, but you want that back. You don't show submission, but you want that back. You see, so we want what we haven't sown. Then how are you going to harvest what you never planted? So if you want your wife, you want your husband to be the kind of person you want, and the person you're looking forward to, then look at their lives. Look at what makes them happy. Look at what you can create to enhance. I know that most of the times, especially in the personal development world, we say, love yourself, focus on yourself. It's great. But in marriage, you don't focus on yourself alone. No, you don't focus on just being you, because it's two people that makes up that relationship. If you focus on yourself alone, then what is going to happen to the other person? Because the other person also needs your support. The other person also needs to feel loved, feel the kindness, feel the connection. So relationship is a two-way thing. Nobody should say, I don't need the other person to make it work. It's not possible. It's two that makes relationship work. And I always have a quote that I say, every marriage, every relationship that breaks down, it's not the relationship or marriage itself. It's the two people in the marriage that breaks up. Maybe one of them, but one way or the other, if you dig down and dive deep, you will realize that both of them in one way or the other had caused the breakdown. But that shouldn't be. Difference is exciting if you understand how to synergize your differences. But if both of you are the same, you're going to be bored to death, and you don't want that. You want differences. So I believe that as we put more effort into our relationship, we work hard into the relationship, continue to do whatever you can from your own side, that relationship will blossom and it will soar.
Yeah, and then that's exactly that. It's exactly the same when it comes down, to your job, comes down to your children, comes down to your partner. It's very much what you give out is what you get back. It's the law of attraction, and
That's right.
in business we talk about that quite a lot. And it's very much, it's also treat people how you want to be treated. And I've been in a marriage that the fact is that he used to tell me every day that he didn't want to be with me. So when it come down to the time that I was going out to work and I worked every single day, it's because I didn't want to be there. I didn't feel loved. I didn't feel respected. So then why should I be there? And then I would then get it in the ear to say, well, why are you not here? What's the point of you even being around? And it's like, well, I'm not around because you don't want me here. So it goes round and round in circles. And that's the thing. It's like so many people, it's like the respect sort of goes. And you don't sit back and think, why is the reason why my marriage or my partnership or my relationship isn't working? What am I doing to make it work? What am I doing to make sure that we are moving forward on the right track? And there is so many people out there that that don't sit back and actually take a deep dive, as you said, take a deep dive into their relationship and go, what am I doing wrong? It's always a blame game. And that's exactly what it is. So let's go to a couple of we've got quite a few people down here. So let's see what we've got. Hi everybody, thank you for tuning in. It's absolutely amazing that you're here. So we'll start from scratch. You've got Adam, so here she is, here I am, I'm back again. And so is Chinder that way. Chinder. Just so anybody just joined us, this is part 2. Chinder come last Tuesday and we talked about relationships and marriages. And with that, it's only meant to be a 40-minute, and it was like an hour and 5 minutes into it. It's like, right, we've really got to stop. But we had so much that we need to speak about, because it's something that every single person in this world goes through, at one point in their life. So it was very much that we thought, well, we'll bring Chinder on again and we'll talk some more. So yeah, that's the reason why we're doing. So, and you've got Avi says, hello, beautiful people.
Hello.
Sigal, hi Sigal. I think this is your first time. Nice to meet you, my lovely. Adam Lai said, I took over the live last week. He's sorry. Adam, absolutely fine. That's basically what it was about. It was all about us in that live. It's all about, putting over your experiences and your life and sharing it with the group. That's what it was about. Roger, hi Roger. I was talking to him just before the live. It's nice to see you on here. Roger, I've spoken to for probably around about the last 6-7 months, and he's decided to come on live today to come and see what we do. So that's all good. Pauline is sister-in-law. Hi Maxine, when's your book out? Hopefully the end of this month. If not, it'll be beginning next. So Christmas presents to the ready. So all for Christmas. And we'll go back to more of your books in a minute, Chinder, so don't worry, I've not forgotten about you. Roy, hi Roy, he's coming in from Texas there. How you doing, Roy? Nice.
Hello.
You. Abby's put, I missed the last week, Maxine. So hectic last week. My head was spinning, but I'm back now. Loving your guest. Have a replay part 1. Definitely replay part 1. Absolutely amazing. Chinder had loads of information, didn't you, Chinder?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So Roy put, greetings all. Roy's put, very insightful relationship coach. So
thank you, Roy.
Robert put, boom. So that's all good. Robert's coming in from Canada.
Wow, thank you, Robert.
Yeah. Roy's put, consistent project, amazing. Yeah. Greetings, Maxine and Chinder, Avi and Roy. Abraham, Abraham, I hope I said that right. I'm not the amazing person with names, but so you could get called Fred. It's not a problem. But nice for you to join. Roy's put, but one important ingredient is God between two people. Yeah. So you've got that one. Robert said hi to Abraham. And Roy's put, Robert Brooker, we run in the same circles, great minds, right? That's exactly what it is. Great minds think alike. Welcome from Jordan. Oh, there you go. Abraham's coming from Jordan.
Wow.
So nice to see you, my lovely. So nice to meet all of you. And he's happy to meet all of us too, which is always good. Robert's put, I would expect this would create a great deal of internal confusion with what we were talking about before. Roy put, reap what you sow. A biblical principle. Exactly that, Roy. And Nikki, behave yourself, my lovely. Roy, Rick, God. So we've got all those on there.
Okay.
Right. So let's go back to what we was talking about. So I know we were talking about your books, and we was talking about marriages and life and relationships. Now, you've been married for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Tell the people how long you've been married for.
Right. Okay. So last month I celebrated beautifully. Thank God for that opportunity. My 10th year marriage anniversary.
10 years?
And yes, 10 years.
And
So
how long
one
was you
decade.
together before that?
Pardon?
How long was you together before that?
Yeah, I've known her a bit. It's quite an interesting story because she's known me for a long time and I never knew her because why in my country? So I used to speak around, I used to talk to people about God, and I have thousands and thousands of young people. And she was among the crowd that used to see me on the stage talking about God and stuff. And she was so fascinated the way I spoke. And in the process, she came down to the UK. The mother connected some other guys to find out where I was to show her where we normally have church. And and I went down from Gloucester to London, and I just saw her come out of her house. Wow, it was just dazzling sight.
Did you just have hearts in your eyes?
It was
hearts.
It was incredible, and so prior to then, I think I've known her for about almost over a year to 2 years, then before we eventually got married, but from the church. But the thing is, one of the key things that I realized that my marriage, to be honest, has gone through what I call massive transformation. And I told you last week, my wife is my guinea pig, in a nice way. So,
that was so funny when you said that. My wife is my guinea
pig. So every creativity around sustaining your marriage, everything I do, study my own personal creativity, I always try it on my wife. And if it works, then I know I need to keep doing this all the time. So one of the key things I did was from the beginning, I wanted to know, who is my wife? Who are you? And when I say who are you is I wanted to know, what is she? What is the make of her? What's her personality? That's key for me. She's quiet, and she likes things done in certain way. She's very detailed and all that. So I started understanding that. And then I found out intellectually, what does she like? What does she doesn't like? Emotionally, what does she like? What does she doesn't like? I have what I call connection creative list. Yeah. So what is it that I need to create to connect with my wife all the time? And this is based on her personality. This is based on who she is, because I don't want to change her. I mean, she's unique and beautiful the way she is, but I can actually do something to actually enhance the way I relate with her. So I went into personal study to know her temperament, her personality, her likes, her dislikes, and all that. And again, what can I do every day to keep connected with her? Very important, because when you lose connection, trust me, a lot of things go wrong. So I wanted to maintain that for a very long time. And that is why I took my time to know who she is. And because I know who she is, I know what to do, I know what to say, I know a lot of things about female hormones and changes and what happens to them and all that stuff. So that understanding gave me a lot of insight on how to relate with her. And again, with books as well, because I'm a very, voracious reader. And then I try to study very well the physiology of a woman, the psychology of a woman, the neurology of a woman, the way they think, the makeup and all the hormonal changes in the month and all that. Yeah. because I realize that, knowledge is power, right? When you have knowledge, you'll be able to act responsibly. You're able to act properly. But if you have disjointed and dysfunctional knowledge about somebody, you don't know how to create love and create connection and create intimacy and create something that the wow factor in your relationship. So I invested a lot in knowledge right from the beginning. And when I knew that, okay, this is my wife and this is what I need to do at a certain time, and I know that and again, she's someone that needs a lot of attention. She wants attention. And then no matter how busy I am, I want to make sure I give her that time. She needs to have that attention, because if she doesn't have it, she can be very cranky and all that. And I know that, oh my goodness, what are you doing? You better go back there right now. So, you know what I mean? So and it's good. And also, I read her body language a lot. Her body language helps me a lot. That sometimes she wouldn't talk, but there's a way she would look at me. I could know that, okay, fine, you need to step up immediately, step up, and I have to step up. So you could see that from the beginning of the marriage throughout, I've been very intentional. I never took her for granted. I never took her for whatever I think, or I never assumed anything. We communicate all the time. I talked about this last week. Communication is very key in my relationship, right? Understanding, respect, support. And there's something I want to say here, which is really good. One of my book that will be coming up very shortly is called Recreating Your Honeymoon Experience with Your Spouse. There's something in there that I talked about, which has helped me throughout my marriage, is how to connect with my wife every single day. And we have several things I said in the book, but I just want to mention one, which is very free. Anybody can actually do this stuff, but it's very powerful, and is massage. Yeah.
Remember this one last week?
Yeah, you need to massage. So I go to get the lavender oil, coconut oil. I get the almond oil, you know what I mean, and all this beautiful stuff. And we do massage all the time. In the process of massage, we discuss, we talk, we laugh, and eventually the massage takes us to an amazing place. Eventually, and everybody's happy duper. And it's good because I have to look for yeah. So it's very good, it's very intimate, it's very connective, so you look for stuff like that. We do things together, we walk, we play. Sometimes my marriage, I will say I'm over serious, I'm just normal. So there are times of laughter, and we do that a lot. And personally, I'm a very funny guy, so I need to make sure that my wife laughs every single day, every single blessed day. It's my personal desire and goal that she laughs. And above all, as Christian as well, I spend time to pray to God, because I believe that God is the bigger source, is my source for a lot of things, my strength and all that. So I spend time with God and also spend time with her. But putting the whole thing together, whether you might have God in your life, if you're not intentional, if you take one another for granted, if you don't do what you're supposed to do, well, I'm sorry, God is not going to do it physically for you. You got to do something and make it work. He's just going to support with his strength and other stuff. But the key thing is you. You are actually responsible in making that marriage work. Because if you don't say, I'm sorry, if you don't communicate, if you don't forgive, if you don't tolerate, if you don't consider, if you don't show respect, right? If you don't help at home, chores, connection, and help, the marriage is not going to work. So for the past 10 years, I've learned that you need to be consistent and intentional to support one another if your marriage will work.
And then you get no cranky guinea pigs. That's exactly that. I mean, everything you said about the book, when you talk about massaging, you're talking about being intimate, and everything that you're talking about, it still all comes down to communication, doesn't it? It's very much that, it's having that bonding, it's having that cuddle time, it's having that time with just you two of you. And I think a lot of people forget that because life gets in the way. Whether you get two people. I mean, nowadays it works out that you have to have two people at home and both of them go to work. And sometimes people are like ships in the night and they forget to go and have a date night, or they forget to see each other, or and I've gone through it myself. I was with one guy, and it was very much that he would come in and go straight to bed, and I would get up an hour later, and then as I was coming in, he'll be getting ready to go to work, and I got like bye, and then walked out the door. And that went on for like about a year. And the thing is you lose that connection, you lose that bonding, you lose the reasons why you were together to start with, because you sit there and you're like, you might as well just be flatmates.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. And the way we are created, or the way I believe that we are social beings, right? We are social beings, and social beings are dependable beings. You can't say, oh no, I'm just gonna be all by myself. It's not gonna work. You'll be miserable. No matter how you love yourself, you need another person to join you in that your fellowship of love, because we're social being, and social being, for us to actually survive and enjoy being human, You need another person to join you on the pathway. And if you bring somebody into your life that is called your wife, your husband, then why will you be together and you're not connected on a regular basis? Why would you be together and you are not, linked, you're not associated, you're not bonded together? Because like you said, life happens, right? People are working harder now. Kids are gonna be in after school club, and there's a lot of things happening. Demands from work, demand from several things. If you're not careful, you begin to lose your connection with one another because you're so carried away with a lot of activities. Children is there, and children can be demanding. The work is there. Society, relatives, family members, father, mother, groups and several associations. This thing can sap you so much to the extent that it's almost like a leech. They leech you, they take away the strength, they take away everything. And if you're not careful, you just lose everything between you and your partner, you and your husband and your wife. And with time, you begin to wonder, you begin to resent one another, you begin to get very upset, angry about everything. You start blame, it's your fault, it's your fault, it's your fault. You start blame game and all that. It's because the connection is gone. And one of the key things to restore connection in my book as well is communication. Absolutely. We keep going back to communication. You need to communicate, not just to talk, not to nag, not to shout, not to scream, not to hit the wall. No, I'm talking about calm communication. Discuss things on a very civilized level. When you do that, then you can talk about whatever you want and connection can start getting up again.
Exactly that. Right, let's go to the what people are talking about. Oh, I can hear myself again. I don't know what's changed. Okay. Right, I am going to say one thing though to you guys on there. I absolutely love the fact that you're on here, but there will be no arguments on this show. So opinions, absolutely fine. That is not a problem. However, there is respect to be there as well. So I'm making sure everybody knows that respect will be in the house at all times. So I will go through some of these, but some of these obviously I will leave off. Right, so I've got Adam's put, I'm sorry, I'm back when it comes to blame game. It's always tick for tack. And that's right. And that's the thing is whether you're living with someone that you're completely in love with, or whether you're living with a friend, or whether, you're living with someone that you've been married to that you fell out of love with, if you don't have that communication, and that's exactly what you was just saying, isn't it? It's very much that you'll just blame each other, and it is literally like, oh, she done it, no, she done it, and it's just not worth it, is it? It's if you find yourself in that situation, and especially if you've got kids, me personally, it's only my opinion. I mean, you might be someone completely different, but me personally, I would say don't be in that house together, because I would look at it as though, for what you're showing them children is that really how love should be? Or should you be showing them that you can live apart, but live with respect for each other and still love the children as much as they can? I don't know whether it's any different for you, Chinder.
No. I mean, at the end of the day, see, children is quite vital. Okay. I have seen where children's lives has been destroyed, has been heavily affected. It's in both ways, right? If the couples are together, one of the key things I always tell couple is, the life you're living right now, you are building a generation. You are passing something across to the kids. And I remember one of the couples that I was counseling and coaching, and they've got two lovely, beautiful, amazing girls. And they've been married for about 13 years or more, and now they've already filed for divorce, right? So when I get to know about this stuff, and I said, okay, yeah, let me come in. So I came in and I have sections with them separately. To my amazement, 2 weeks later, I started the coaching with them. They called the lawyers and they canceled the divorce. 2 weeks into the coaching. And then the third and the fourth week, I get the kids also involved to come and speak for themselves, what they have seen. I can't say some things here. It was emotional.
I can imagine.
The wife was crying. She was weeping. The husband was crying. They could not believe the damage they have caused and they are causing to the life of these two beautiful, amazing girls. And how old were they? 8 and 10 years old. But what they've seen between both of them, the fights, the language, the words, even sometimes occasional violence, it was unbelievable. But the good thing is that marriage was saved. They are together now. They are happy together, and they've known what to do to make the marriage work. But sometimes it may not be like that. But one thing couples need to understand, that children suffer when marriage breaks down. That's the fact. And not just the children suffer, family members suffer too, right? And not just the family members that suffer. I'm sorry, the community and the nation suffer as well. Because I was reading a memo about the number of kids that went into juvenile ward and juvenile prisons and went to prison. That broke my heart, because when these little teenagers and the girls and the boys, they were speaking about why they find themselves here, this kind of life, it all started from home. They keep making reference to home, 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 home. It was so powerful. And I just asked myself, I wish every man, I wish every woman, anywhere, regardless of race, color, religion, whatever, can understand that as human being, you are affecting a generation that can probably be mad or scarred for life. Just because of your words, because of your action, because of your behavior. So children are at the center of when marriage is just breaking down or into a lot of things. A lot of them don't get over it till even to their old age. A lot of them get into more trouble with their lives, going to drugs, prostitution, different things happen because they can't just concentrate. They're not going to do well in school. So if couples, regardless of whatever is the problem, regardless of whatever has happened, sit back. I always say, just sit back, take a deep breath, calm down. I know you might be hurting, you might be feeling so pain, or you might be listening to me right now. You're about to make the decision to get out of the house or whatever. I want you to really think carefully, before you make your decision, right? If there's just a way to do something around, to turn things around, please consider that. But whereby you see there's violence, there's danger of life or something like that, I think it's important, you seek for professional help, because there's no point being in a place that the next thing we're going to hear someone has died or someone is traumatized or someone is paralyzed or one thing or the other. At the same time, you've got your life to live. But I always say, before you get out or do whatever you want to do, think very carefully. Don't be too quick. Think about the children, think about the whole thing, and then make your informed decision.
Exactly. And the thing is, I saw in the newspaper this week, actually, that they did a survey, and they were saying that the biggest things that kids say and that they get upset about is the fact is that adults don't show respect to each other. And that's a big thing. So yeah, I just thought I'd put that in there, just to say that I read the paper, really. Avi's put such an amazing insight. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Avi.
Yeah, so that's all good. The fact is you've got that. Rick, hi Rick, nice to see you, my lovely.
Thank you.
Aloha, beautiful beings of light. Oh, bless him. That's very nice of you. And then we've also got in here, so we've got some highs and everything else. So we've got lots of highs, lots of talking. Robbie's put love heart, so I assume that's we were talking about your love heart. It could be that bit.
Thank you guys, thank you so much, thank you.
Oh, we've got more. Oh wow, I'm going to keep scrolling. We've got quite a lot of them here. I think what we're going to have to do is you have to read them all after, because we've literally
I'm going to read and I'm going to respond. I can see 77 comments. Oh my goodness.
I had to put that one up. Robert, well done for that one.
That's so funny.
Put my guinea pig warms me. It's true love.
Oh, nice, Abby.
That your wife, is going to be now classed as the guinea pig. Oh, honestly, so funny. Surf is also joined us today as well. Hi, Surf, from Finland.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Lovely from Finland. There we go. She is. Richard's put great show. Richard's on as well. Hi, Richard. Nice to see you, my lovely.
Hello, Richard.
Yeah, it's good that he's on. Oh wow, so many big long ones. All right, ready for this one? We might have to lean up a little bit for this one because it's going to be a long one. Right, right, you ready?
Yeah.
Right, my wife and I have been married for 19 years. We are going into a new phase of our relationship where we are growing closer than ever. I attribute this to living and speaking our authentic truth, being congruent, speaking our needs and desires. How beautiful is that?
That's awesome. Awesome.
Exactly how it should be. Well done, Rick. You know, absolutely amazing. See,
Thank you, guys.
you could be the next Chinder, but just do Rick. Jenny, hi Jenny, it's nice to see you, my darling. Last time I saw Jenny, she was playing the drums and she was singing, and it was absolutely beautiful. And Jenny, I want to get you on here because I want all that all over again because it was amazing. Hey guys, how you doing? I missed the beginning, the mind boggles. That's absolutely fine because this is part 2. We had Chinder on last Tuesday, so if you go into Inspire to Achieve Global TV and go to last Tuesday, you'll have the first section of Chinder. So we're in like the 4th quarter, if you know what I mean. And again, we're nearly running out of time already. So
yeah,
let's carry on. We didn't get through this last time. So let's talk about this because this one's quite important. So reversing a relationship or marriage. So, I mean, obviously you've had quite a few people come to you, and as you were talking about just now, it was very much that, you know, you had people sit down with you and you brought the kids in. If you've got to that stage and you find that they are nipping at each other, or the fact that they're constantly arguing, the communication is broken down, you know, and even to try and get one of them to come to counselling, the other one's dragging the other, how do you reverse what has already been done?
See, I want to say that relationship, right? Regardless of whatever has happened, okay, the worst of the worst thing that have happened, we all need to understand one thing, that no one is perfect, right? We are not perfect. And there are some mistakes that are really, really almost unforgivable mistakes, right? But I just want you to just, you know, this is where I talk about emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, the ability to know yourself, know your emotion triggers, be fully aligned with your emotions, and then to take it a little bit further, how to regulate your own personal emotions. And then furthermore is putting yourself in the shoe of the other person, right? If somebody has made a mistake, right, it could be infidelity, whatever it is. It could be infidelity, it could be whatever, right? Now, it could be mistake, it could be maybe to get back on the other spouse. There could be several reasons why people do what they do, right? But one thing you need to understand is whenever someone has done something directly or indirectly that will hurt the relationship, that will make someone feel real pain, there are 2 things. Number 1 is either intentional or not intentional. And both of them, there is a force behind. Something has happened. Something is behind the action of that person, directly or indirectly. The question is, why? What is that? Where did it start from? How did it begin? When did you notice this, right? Why did you even start thinking about this? So you start asking this great question, and that's when you realize. So when couples present difficult situations to me and very hard, you know, as if there is no longer any hope, the way I approach my coaching, I don't get them together from the beginning. No, sometimes the 3rd or the 4th week, I do separately. The reason because I want to start dealing with each person on their own level of hurt and pain and confusion and misunderstanding and all that. So I want to get their mind aligned with me first, not even with the other guy now or with their spouse. Get aligned with me first, then we can get the other guy that is the big enemy in the house. You know what I'm talking about? So when I align with them, and then I align with the husband, I align with the woman, then I can bring them together. If we don't align, I can do it because it's not going to work. So by the time I bring them together based on my bespoke, I call that bespoke coaching. My coaching is not the same. Based on what you present to me, I know exactly what to do to deal with that problem, because every marriage problem is not the same. It's unique, it's different, and it comes with different angles. So I'm not stereotyped. I'm not static. I'm very dynamic in the way I coach couples, and that is based on what they present to me. So first, I must align with each of them first. If I cannot align with each of them, I will tell them, sorry, I have to leave. I'm sorry, guys, I have to leave. Because if you can't align with me, the coach, to come and help you and coach you and make you better, well, how can you align with the enemy? The enemy in the house, you're going to kill the enemy. So why will I bring them together? So when they present, I have to do that first. And I'm very grateful that all the couples that I've done this with, things has come out very positive. I'm yet to see one that will sleep the net, okay? Because I believe that each of these couple that is hurting, in pain, there is something, they are yearning for something, they're looking for something, they want something. There's a void inside of them. That is why the anger, the frustration, the whole thing is so much. So you need to help them understand where they're coming from. Forget about whatever has happened. See the hurt, see the pain, get down to the roots of where they are hurting, and you as a coach start helping them right there. Forget about the other one. Focus on them first. They need to come to their senses and understand themselves and forgive themselves and get some couple of healing for whatever has happened, and align with the coach, with me. Then when they align with me, then I will go ahead. And while I'm doing this to the spouse, I'm doing the same thing to both of them at different times, not together. And when I leave, I don't bring them together. So by the time I come to the third and fourth week of the coaching, a lot of times, second and third week, they start seeing changes. I haven't even bring them together. They start seeing changes because I've dealt with each person on their level of hurt and pain. And I started excavating, like draining the pain, the hurt, and the troubles in their lives, even before they see each other. So by the time I leave each week, they're seeing the enemy, but the enemy level of 100% is coming down to 80% because I'm working on this one. Before you realize it, by the third week or fourth week, I've brought that down to about 10, 20% of the hurt they feel for one another. Now they can talk as civilians, not like the military war zone, right? That's the way I approach it. So when any cases bring to me, and I know it's I don't just jump into them, bring them together. No, I don't do that. I have to deal with each person until they align with me, then I will go. But if they don't align with me for whatever reason, then there's no point because it's not going to work. It's as simple as that. So that's where I approach my coaching.
And you know, that's a brilliant way of doing it. There are so many people out there who will go, well, this is the textbook, this is what I've got to do, and this is what happens next. And the thing is, it's exactly the same as whether you're doing things in business or whether you're doing things in relationship side of it. It's very much that you go with what is in front of you. And the thing is you've got to, by working with each of them separately, you're saying, look, this person's not giving you this, however, you're not giving this either, but you're expected it. And you're going to this person and say, well, you're not giving that and you're not giving it. So, and I get that 100%, Lee. And by doing that, it's good that the way that your coaching sessions go, because it's by doing them separately and getting them, as you said, to align to you, you know, and if they can't even do that to you, they're not going to do it to anyone ever in their life.
No,
you know,
that's right.
No hope. No, and that's with anybody. And the thing is, some people don't listen. And it's good that the fact is the way you do that and the way you know, you're not just by the textbook, is the fact is that you're quite flexible. And that's brilliant, the best way to be. So guys, you know, any of you that need any relationship coaching, this is the man. This is the man. So let's go back to a couple of things before we say one last question. Oh, we've now got May on. Hi May, nice to see you, my lovely.
Hey.
I'm sure it's helping so many people who are struggling with their relationships. And it's exactly that.
Thank you, May.
Yeah, so it's nice to see you, May. We've also, Robert said hi, and May said hi to Robert. Avi's put epic, love your thoughts on how the coaching works. So even he loves your coaching.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Abe Holmes put really great words. We've got an Inspired to Achieve. I don't know which one it is, so you're going to have to put your names on now. Good evening all. We have to watch the replay. You will, and you'll also have to watch part 1, which was done last Tuesday. So you'll have to go back to look for that one as well. So I'm literally going to ask you one more question because we're at 50 minutes already, Chinder.
Okay.
I mean, obviously us two just talking, we could do our own show for a week, like non-stop.
I know.
Right. So last thing I'm going to ask you, what have you got going on for the next 12 months? So you got books, you got events, you got public speaking. What are you doing?
Right. Okay. This is quite exciting. Right. In early December, I'll be having what I call the Fulfilling Marriage Workshop. Okay. And that's going to be happening on the 1st of December, 8th of December, and the 15th of December. That's going to be in Central London. I'll be sending out the registration link very soon, and it's going to be epic. Whatever you've heard here and whatever you think you've received here, I think for me is the tip in the iceberg of what that workshop is going to unleash. I'm giving out everything. The content will be super transformative. That's one. And then next year on the 6th of July, I'm having my Couples Connect conference, and that is taking place in Central London. And is going to be bringing, you know, the psychologists, relationship expert, therapy from around the world. It's purely content delivery, world-class, research-based content delivery. Very transformative on the 6th of July in Central London. That as well is going to be happening there. So for me, and then I also have a lot of events for my South African. So we're having an event in South Africa as well, in Cape Town and also in Johannesburg. These are the two places. And as well, I'm going to my country. Lagos is happening next year in Lagos. So I think these three countries, yeah. So that's where I'll be spending a lot of my time to do this Couples Connect conference, where we bring married, divorced, single, matured adults and all that together. And the target is we're looking about between 2,000 to 5,000 people in each of the attendance. And it's going to be super content, world-class delivery. And I can't wait. So that's what is exciting.
Just phone me. It's fine.
And also, just to give us stuff, I'm releasing, apart from my recreating the honeymoon experience with your spouse, because I believe that honeymoon should not be just for that couple of weeks, right? It should not be just a couple of months. It's something you can do every single week in your marriage. It's just that you need to be intentional on how to create honeymoon experience in your marriage. And I've given so much content in that book. I'll be releasing very, very shortly. Then I have another book which is titled Maximizing the Gift of Sexual Intimacy. I'm giving this book for free. That's right, for free. And trust me, intimacy is in another level. I believe that whoever is going to read this book, just get yourself ready. Make sure you have all your oil, your whatever, because the book will take you to another level in your sexual intimacy life. And then I have another one called Meaningful Communication in Marriage. These two last books, I'll be giving it for free as well. And they will be ready by the end of this month. Because I know sexual intimacy, communication, powerful two areas that if you can work on being intentional, connection, and talking in a way that can transform your life, it will go a long way to help you. Then there are a couple of other workshops that will be happening next year. But in the next 2 to 3 weeks, Central London, the Fulfilling Marriage Workshop is going to be fire. It's going to be epic. It's going to be transformative. That's
so
right.
Do I get signed correctly?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Hey, you've got to be cheeky. You know, if I don't ask, it's always a no.
No, you're right. Why not? You can have to sign your copy, right? And for those that's going to be in the workshop, my other book as well, there's a lot of things I'll be giving out for free. And just to mention this, I'm working on my signature program, and it's called the Ultimate Love Framework Mastery Program. So it's an online course. So at the moment, I'm working on delivering the content, is bringing everything you've heard here and much more, full of activities, very hands-on. This is not theory stuff, practical stuff you could do in your marriage from day one as you start that course, and you will see massive changes. So we're working on that at the moment, and the plan is to release that hopefully before the end of this year or early next year. So that's what's happening in the next few months.
Well, there you go, guys. You heard it first. Chinda has got a whole load of things coming up with free books, with seminars, with get you together with people. He's even going to assign my book to the Fear Fighter from the Relationship Guru.
That's right.
Yeah, so it's absolutely amazing. So, you know, for all the things that you're doing, and the fact is you're touching so many people, and it's absolutely brilliant. I mean, you know, we've had so many comments on today. The knowledge that you've given people, the help that you've given, and it's exactly that. And I do appreciate you coming on here twice in 2 weeks. You know, and yeah, I'm happy to have you, Chinda. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. And I want to say thank you to everybody else that's commented today, because, you know, a lot of people come on live, a lot of people commented, and look, a lot of people, you know, have gone through either some that you've already explained about, or are in the midst of going through something that you already explained about. So guys, if there's anything else that, you know, that you want to know about with Chinda, then send him a message. You know, if you want to, you know, you need that relationship sorted out, then send him a message. You can go on one of his conferences, or you can go and see him one-to-one. And yeah, you can see how guinea pig you are. I had to put it in there just one more time. Sorry, Chinda, I had to do it.
You know, I think it's really amazing. So I want to say that for those that have, you know, been with us now for the past last week and this week, I'm very grateful to be on this show, and I've been able to share as much as I can. There's still so much I want to share, but the time is limited. And watch the video, see wherever you can make some changes, and just start doing something intentionally. And above all, I'm happy to, you know, I will send the book out for you to, you know, get a book, read the book, and act on the book. And then, but if you feel that you want to know more, because I'm not just about people having issues in their relationship. No, even if you are okay, right, your relationship and marriage is okay, I will help you to make it great, exciting, full of love and a harmony. And so it's not about there's issue. You know, there may not be issue in your marriage for whatever reason, because you've been working so hard on the marriage. But we can take your marriage to another level and just unleash yourselves and just enjoy yourselves as well. So look forward to my stuff, and I'll be happy to work with you. Come up in London, 1st of December, 8th of December, 15th of December, 3 weeks of unbelievable marriage coaching content delivery. It's going to be, I'm too excited. I can't wait for that day, to be honest. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on, Chinda. It's been absolutely amazing. Now, guys, oh, we've got Giovanni. He's coming. He's watching from Italy. So tonight we've had Italy, we've had Jordan, we've had Finland, we've had Canada, we've had America.
Canada.
All over. You know, it's been absolutely amazing. So, the last thing I'm going to say to you guys is, I thought I'd let you all know why Chinda's online. As you can see down here, Celebrity Corner coming soon, Sunday at 8 o'clock. Woo, something new. Right, so you know I do Content Tuesday at 8 o'clock. And I also do Special Guest Thursday at 8 o'clock. And now I'm going to be doing Celebrity Corner at 8 o'clock. But it's going to be on a Sunday. So it's going to be another one for you to tune into. And I'll bring a different celebrity in every single week. Whether it's an actor and actress, or whether it's a director, it could be a writer, producer, it could be an extra, it could be a composer, it could be singers, it could be people that have been on telly, it could be people that's been on the radio. So, you know, you're just going to have to watch out for something new. It'd be another one. So I just thought I'd let you all know. I've not put a date on it yet. The reason being, because obviously I'm getting interviews in at the moment. I like to pre-book a few up, so just to make sure they're all there for you, so we don't let anybody down, which is all great. So just wanted to put that out there. That's more than anything else. And guys and girls, if you could like and share this page, and also like and share this video. You know, let's spread this word. Let's get Chinda out there. Let's get Unlocking the Fearless You out there, and let's get everybody else out there. That's what it's all about. It's connection. It's all about connection, Chinda.
That's right.
So,
You're right.
I know. We've been on again for another hour. Honestly, we talked about legs of a donkey. So I want to say thank you very much for all of you for listening tonight. Thank you so much for all your words and of that everybody's put in. Chinda, thank you for all your words. of wisdom, and you've been absolutely amazing, and to take you out of your away from your missus for 2 nights out of 2 weeks. But no crankiness. Tell her I'm sorry. And I want to say thank you very much, guys, and I will see you all on Thursday. We've got Debbie Chester, and Debbie is an entrepreneur. She's also a mother, and I'm going to let her explain herself to you on Thursday. But if you want to join me then, I will be here at 8 o'clock. Other than that, thanks, guys. Nice to see you all, and I'll speak to you soon.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye.